Welcome to the last part of Cataclismo series where we explore expert tips. They might be some small things that can be useful when you're trying to go extra mile for efficiency and use every resource. If you want more universal tips, check out full playlist of the series. You can find the link in description down below and on the end screen. And if you have seen all parts, please share your tips in comments down below in case I missed your favorites. Now, let's dive into tips. The game offers different blocks for building walls, each with differing costs, making it easy to overspend on resources. A 1 square stone block costs 3 stones, 2 square 5, and 3 square block costs 6 stones. This translates to 3 stones per square on the first, 2.5 stones for a second, and 2 stones for the longest block. If you build a wall using only 2 square blocks instead of 3 square blocks, you overpay by half a stone per square. To some extent, this principle applies to vertical and wooden parts as well, so the general rule is to go bigger. Always aim to use the longest blocks if available. Longer building blocks are more cost effective. Just like buying in a bulk while shopping, bigger quantities provide a discount. Keep in mind that even if you need a 4 square line, choosing 3 square piece and a 1 square piece is more efficient. For those who have been waiting for it, I revealed that this and the next tips were hinted at the first episode when discussing the wall building strategies in tip number 6. And the next tip is double for less trouble. If you build walls by just putting one block over the other, you might not like it when your full structure goes down as the bottom block is destroyed. To counter this, I suggest you to double the walls. Doing this all the way can be costly, but not doing this for first row at least is too cheap to ignore. We have seen this wall with this method on first part of the series. All you have to do is behind the first row put another, and on both rows place extra piece of stone. That's it. Now you can build a wall like you used to. This way, any block from the bottom of your wall can fall, but your wall will stand strong. If you're willing to invest a bit more for a first row, you can make this strategy even better. Instead of placing 3 square long bricks, it can be useful to put only size 1. This can be better for a wall in 2 ways. First of all, single length brick can be attacked by less enemies at once, since it covers less area. And also the longer has 280 HP, while the single one is 200. So those 3 blocks combine to 600 HP, and greatly outperforms the longer block. This is the part where I try to convince you to entirely skip lobbers in your army composition. Without any upgrades, lobber might be better. If we assume that every shot can hit 2 units at once, then lobber's total attack is 16. Which is bigger than bowman's 12. But if you only can scrap those first 5 minerals in the game for bow grip upgrade, the situation changes dramatically. Bow grip provides 33% attack increase after applying any additional bonuses. So that means that under the banner, for example, bowman's attack becomes 19 per every single shot. Lobber gets its banner bonuses as well, and now almost equalized DPS can be useful against big crowds of enemies. But if attacks are similar, we might start consider other factors. For example, Lobber costs 4 times more minerals, takes double population and 33% more in oxygen, while having almost the same DPS but lower attacking range. Having this in mind and almost being able to put 2 bowmen instead of each Lobber, you may and should ask questions. How many of lobbers you want to get before acquiring those late game splash units like cannoneers. Tip number 20 is to simply minimize the use of stairs. They are not defending your city, and most of the combat they are quite useless. While you don't want to spend excessive time on this, you can get creative by connecting stairs with other high placed buildings to your walls. And this ineffective air filter example shows this really well. Fewer resources spent on stairs means more resources available for building walls, so use minimal number of staircases possible. Sometimes you will lack resources even if you play like an expert, and some triple walls might be needed to be from stone to hold structures. So let's say you are in this situation. You need those lands of stones to cover different areas with troops, but you can't afford additional resources for connecting those or for stairs. What's the solution? Well, they don't tell you, you, but your bowman can fly. Those Merlins what would not be available space to stand for your bowman still can be path to run. Just take a look. And here's on another side. So these were all 21 tips for Cataclismo. Like this video if you find it useful, and see you soon.